Well, hello there. Welcome back, writers. Today I want to talk to you about a few things, and before we start our mini lesson, the first thing I want to talk to you about or welcome you to is your Google Classroom. Now, by now, most of you have already found your way there, and as of today, you will notice that there are some things in there that you're going to get to use. But before I do that, I want to talk to you a little bit about why I chose Google Classroom and why I think it's going to be a great way for us to communicate with each other. For one, I see it like your writer's desk. So maybe it's not really Google Classroom that we call it your writer's desk. Because what you may notice, writers, is that on the slide for today, it said on the left, where it normally says things to do, it said, join me on the carpet. Because you know that that's how we start every lesson in Writer's Workshop. Join me on the carpet. And we come to the carpet and we lean in and we learn about that day's strategy. And then after that, what do I always say? That's right. Off you go in Reader's Workshop too, but in Writer's Workshop also. So the way I see this now moving forward is the left side of your slideshow, that slide for today, for example, will say, join me on the carpet. And that's me asking you to lean in and listen and watch that mini lesson video and pretend like you're on the black magic carpet and think about what that strategy is for that day and listen for cues for when I say to you, ooh, I bet you're thinking, writers. That's for you to know that what you're learning that day in the mini lesson video, you're going to take over to the other side of the slideshow and go into your Google Classroom because that's really your writer's desk. So it's like you have the carpet with me, and then your Google Classroom, which is your writer's desk, a place where you do all of your independent work, where you do all of your great writing and thinking and editing and revising. And then, writers, at the end of each week, then you are going to submit, you'll see this in the classroom, you're going to submit your work. And later this week, I'm going to give you a bit of a demo on that. You'll probably already figure it out, but I want you, you'll notice each day it'll say lesson 1, for example, which is today. Wednesdays, the next time we have a video, that'll be lesson 2. And then on Friday, that'll be lesson 3. And then after that lesson, then you are going to submit your work. So writers, please do not share your work with me until the end of the week. Okay? All right. So now let's get started on today's mini lesson because you've got some work to do today and I'm super excited about this. We are moving a little bit away from your journals. I want you to hang on to them. But right now we're going to start thinking about a boy named Jeremy. This is one of my favorite, okay, hold on. Favorite books to read to Franny when she was little. I know that many of you read this in first grade or second grade, I think it was first. It's called Those Shoes by Mary Beth Boltz. It's a really good story. And the reason I thought about this story the other day, writers, is because this story is about a boy named Jeremy. Listen with me and see if you can think why I chose it. Jeremy is a boy, about your age, a little younger, who really wants something really bad, but he can't have it. Do you know anything about that? Why might I have chosen this for you? Is there something that you all right now, writers, wish you could have? Maybe to be back in the classroom or to see your friends? Yeah, I think you have a lot in common with Jeremy. And so as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about what we know about character traits. Now, when I say character traits, I don't mean physical descriptions. When I think about a character and their traits, I don't think about what they look like. I think about what they're like on the inside, right? So to tell me that little Willie is tall or has brown hair or let's see, has freckles on his face. Those are what we call physical characteristics. Those aren't character traits. No. No, those aren't character traits. Character trait for little Willie would be, yeah, I heard you. I heard Ellery. Brave. Oh, I bet you I hear Alden thinking determined, right? Fearless, always wanting to help, helpful, compassionate with Grandpa. What about Opal? We know Opal. Where's my book? One of my favorite characters, Miss Opal. Now, she had kind of like blondish hair, right? Yeah, and she was kind of short, kind of an average height. Was that describing what she's like on the inside? No. Opal was open-hearted. Opal was confident. Opal was brave. And Opal was sometimes curious. Yeah, that's what makes her who she is. Those are her character traits. So today, writers, what I want you to be thinking about, you're going to listen to the story, Those Shoes. When you go to the Google Classroom, you'll see a link for YouTube, and there is a really great famous reader who did a wonderful read aloud. I want you to really enjoy that because he does an excellent job. You're going to listen to the story, Those Shoes, and you're going to get to think while you're listening and watching about Jeremy. And you know what you're going to do, writers? You're going to think to yourself, how would I describe Jeremy? How would I describe him? What are some character traits to describe Jeremy? And as you're thinking about that, you're going to be making a claim. Do you know what a claim is? A claim is like a strong belief. A claim is you putting a stake in the ground and saying, I believe that Opal is big-hearted, and here's why. But today, writers, you're going to think about Jeremy, and you're going to be making a claim, a strong statement about what you think he is like. Now watch, I've made a chart here to show you. I have a chart here that says, I have a claim. Reason 1, 2, and 3. The first one, and I've done one for you here just for you to take a look. Jeremy is, ooh, that's a big fancy word, empathetic. Empathetic, that reminds me of that word empathy we talked about in Reader's Workshop. Empathy means to think about how somebody feels and to kind of put yourself in their shoes. Take a listen. Jeremy is empathetic when he gives his shoes to Antonio. This is something that happened in the book. So I'm not saying Jeremy is empathetic because he's a nice person. No, that's not from the story. Jeremy is empathetic because he gives his shoes to Antonio. I'm making this claim. I believe this strongly. Boom. Made a claim. You ready for another one? Jeremy is compassionate. A compassionate boy who wants to help others. Jeremy is a compassionate boy who wants to help others. That's a claim. Last one. Jeremy is jealous. He is a jealous boy who wants shoes just like his classmates. I think you're starting to get an idea of where the story is going to go. So what you notice, writers, is I have made 3 separate claims about what kind of a boy Jeremy is, based on things that happen in the story. So today, you're going to, like I said, you're going to be listening to that story, and you're going to be making 3 claims about Jeremy. Now you can use the ones that I have, but I'm wondering, what else might you come up with? I have to tell you, there is a lot to be noticed and learned about Jeremy in this book. He is a lot more than just these things. But I want you to come up with 3 statements, 3 strong opinions, 3 strong claims, and write them in your writer's notebook. Now, your writer's notebook, you will notice, is located in Classroom. You will see that it says, it has a little drop-down menu next to Writer's Notebook, and it says make a copy. You are able to make a copy for yourself. It's very simple. I've already set it up for you. When you open it up, you're going to go to lesson 1, put the date down, and you'll see that I've put a box there for you to fill out. Place to put 3 claims. That's all you have to do today. I want you to enjoy the story. I want you to get acquainted with Google Classroom. But the only thing I want you to fill out today is your 3 claims about Jeremy. That's all. Please, writers, do not move ahead to lesson 2 or 3 because you won't have had the mini lessons yet. Those go with Wednesday and Friday. All right, well, I'm gonna go back to my book. I'm wondering, what details are you going to find about Jeremy? What character traits are you going to come up with, and what claims are you going to make? Take a look, if you need to, at the chart included on character traits. There's a list there. If you can't quite think of anything, there's a list that I've attached on your Google Classroom of examples of character traits. I wonder what you